black people have a certain way we connect with each other.
Right.
So other people were looking for a way to compliment his suit, but it was so bad they had nothing. They was like, this one girl was like, "Oh, look at your suit, all the buttons." It's like, you got nothing for my man besides the number of buttons you got. Oh, look at your suit with all the buttons.
Look at you all confident.
All confident with just 6 buttons on the suit.
I like your bracelet. That's all they got.
They had nothing.
You're now tuned in.
You're now tuned in.
You are now tuned in.
You're now tuned in.
You are now tuned in
to the Juxtaposition Podcast.
Welcome to episode 61 of the Juxtaposition Podcast, aka the Extraordinary Nobodies, aka Starting 5, aka the 5 Heartbeats, aka 4 Hubbies and the Possible that is now a guarantee. I'm your host, Arsenio Hall. We are here to amplify the voice of the modern black man. How are you guys?
Well, good, real good, real well.
Yeah, guarantee.
Let's get to the shits. I heard a question before I hopped on, and I wanted to get y'all take on it. Before I continue, are you all well? Any ailments? Anything going on? Anything you want to bring to the table? Because I want to go over. If y'all want something to talk about, y'all good?
I'm good.
I'm
all right, cool.
Started physical therapy. I'm well.
Okay, I'm glad. See, you're mobile. You know what I mean? You got things going. Your motor skills is high.
I'm good.
Cool. The question I have for y'all is, can you say that $100,000 a year is not a lot of money if you don't make that?
No.
If you don't make it?
If you do not make that, you have yet to hit $100,000 a year at a job, what have you. Can you really say that $100K a year is not a lot of money if you haven't achieved that? And why?
If you live in NY, yes. But I don't think you. Where's your point of reference? Like you have like you don't know. That's like saying, "Yo, this food ain't good. You never tasted it." Like,
well,
I mean, go ahead.
I say you might be able to say that, and
okay,
if you haven't made it, because you're just calculating and doing with just logical thinking, right? Now you're doing logical reasoning, right? And logical reasoning is you're considering taxes. I don't think it's so much about experience as just kind of like being a person looking from an outer experience. And who knows, that person may live that lifestyle, but just haven't earned that. Like parents probably had money, type of vibes.
Let's put the real example, the real example. And I guess I'm showing my hand here. Like, there was a point where all of us didn't make $100K a year, right? Mm-hmm. If somebody was to be like, "Yo, you wanna shut up?" Somebody was like, "Yo, I got a job, I got a role for you that's doing exactly what you do." You know what I mean? Like, but it makes $100K. Is that good for you? How many people are saying like,
that's not a lot of money?
Yeah,
but my thing is just depends on like the perspective.
How you live,
because like you're looking at it like, what am I doing that's going to exchange my time for $100,000, right? Like people are gonna value their time. So then if I gotta work 80 hours a week, that's not a lot of money to do that, because I'm not bringing in $100K anyway. And by the time I turn around, it's not a lot of money. It's the point someone could make, even though they haven't earned it yet, but they can rationalize their time.
But how can you rationalize? You don't.
I don't.
What's the perspective?
Hold on. We gotta get Cleveland's perspective. Go ahead, Cleveland.
I was just gonna say it really depends on the context of the conversation. Like if you're, because it can be some hate and stuff. Like
that shit.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Because everybody know that person is like, "Oh yeah, I got a good job. I'm making over $100K," and they're like, "Man, that ain't even a lot of money." Then that sounds like some hate.
But if it's like whole son.
But if it's the opposite, if it's somebody who's making $100K or more, and they're like,
no, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that, bro.
He said, if you never made it,
we never made it. You putting other variables in.
Yeah, Barkley.
That's what, because I need to understand.
You have not made it. You have not made $100K.
No. That's what I mean. Like, all right, so let's say I haven't made $100K, and somebody's trying to flex on me, like, "Yo, I make this amount of money, yada yada yada." I might say, all right, well, there ain't that much money.
That's still the hate
that
bucket,
much
though.
money.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. What's it supposed to sound like?
It's a sprinkle of hate.
it's because of the approach. People are always going to hate. People are not supposed to always congratulate.
But this is a more personal thing. So
that's weird.
Here's the totality of the context. For those who don't know, I come from a town, Penns Grove, New Jersey, very rural. RURUL. Rural. Right?
I Shannon Sharp.
Right. And it's what that means is that it's flat. If you go outside of my town 5 minutes, is cows and farms, right? If you make $100,000 in Salem County, New Jersey, you are a king or queen. You are living at the proverbial top of the hill. You are doing well, very well, right? And on Facebook, it was a bunch of guys talking about 100K is just the lowest of six figures, ain't really that much money. And I'm like, oh, it's not, is it? It's not. I know you ain't talking.
Yeah, I mean, they'll give them no room to talk, right?
I know
you don't have no room. So, but it's not fair to assume that they haven't seen 100K either.
No. Not saying they haven't seen it. Not saying, but because of the beginnings in which we have started from, and if you are still there, 100K go long in South Jersey.
Yeah. So I ain't gonna lie.
So
plus, how you living? Like, your bills should equal that. Like, it's all relative. So, like, 100K, if I never seen it, and I'm in Penns Grove, right?
Right.
100K.
I can afford half acre land.
Bro, right? mortgage pride, $1,250.
Exactly. And in New York, people paying that. That's renting a room in New York. Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying?
But like not even.
Yeah, in some places. But first of all, if somebody just say 100K by yourself, now there's other variables, like if you got kids, it could get a little dicey. But you as an individual with nothing, just a regular bachelor, 100K is not enough. You're not even living right.
You and I don't know where, like, I can't speak for y'all hometowns or whatever, but one man with his wife who don't work and a child, 100K is plenty. Plenty.
I don't know about that. Now if the wife not working. Get your ass up.
I mean, I'll say you can get by. You can make do it. You can make do it with 45K, 50K. It's really just how you care about. You know, really,
are you living outside your means?
Yeah.
But y'all getting to don't go to the responsible yet. Like, y'all going to the responsible. Sorry, I'm talking about on the face, the surface.
If somebody told me at 25, yo, you about to get 100K, I'm what? Yo, we going to
wait.
I'm gonna bring it back. We going to Abyss that night.
Nah.
But wait. I'm reflecting now. Now. It does fall in a hate bucket if you haven't accomplished it yet. It does fall into the hate bucket. Yo, if you're just flat out talking about it, like hypothetically saying, oh, 100K ain't that much, but you haven't gotten there yet, that seems like hate. It really does.
Or it seems like
defense.
Like hate. It seems like defense, right?
Oh, right. Protecting the ego.
Yeah. You know, it doesn't seem like hate. It seems like defense. I think we all want 100K, but I just don't have it. So I'm going to play defense because I didn't like the penetration of the attack. I didn't like that you came up in here telling me you got 100K and I don't got it.
I feel like that's probably what prompted it. I feel like somebody dropped their pay stub or their salary and it was like, well,
I'm gonna tell you what the joint was. The joint was the prompt was, you got to make 100K to realize 100K ain't no money. That was the statement, right? But it was somebody just like,
sounds like somebody who's making it.
Right, somebody saying that, but somebody shared it and was like, somebody in the comments said 100K is the bottom barrel, six figures. Like, what? And then comments followed, and people saying person. Like, yeah, just talk about like 100K is lower middle class, bro. If I were to show you the per capita, how much money per capita you make in Penns Grove, New Jersey, if you make a strong $47,000,
you can own the block.
A year, you are doing well, and it's actually pretty fire to be in a place where like you have things nearby and you can live for a considerable low cost of living, right? So, I remember one day somebody told me, I was talking to him. I was joking. I was like, "Well, Tiff not gonna let me have kids till I make 200K," and that person was like, "That's not enough."
What?
I was like, "A word." All right.
Yeah, they bugging.
Like, all right. But then like the psychology of me is like, I know you, bro. Like, I know you.
Yeah, it's the I know you ain't talking situation.
Yeah, I know
you ain't talking.
That's what it sounds like.
That's because like
when I came home, you was still working at McDonald's.
That ain't enough. Oh,
you
now
doing a crate challenge for some money. Like, get out of here.
I say that that's safe, right? That's being really considerably safe. But I don't know. My parents didn't have 200K when I was coming up in this world,
either.
And
it was a joke. I wasn't even being serious. I was just like, I mean, because you get the questions when you get engaged, like, oh, when y'all gonna have kids? Like,
yeah.
Right.
When you pay for it, that's how you got.
Which is the real answer.
But it's.
I need to frame this too, yo. I had to look. I just looked at apartments.com and looked for somewhere to rent in Pennsgrove. First of all, there was no place available. So I had to look at Carney's Point.
It's a hotbed.
I had to look at Carney's Point. And I looked at Carney's Point, which is right there, right? And 2 bedrooms. I got a solid 2-bedroom for $1,000, another one for $1,300. This what we talking. So is that about right for Pennsgrove? Like, is that sound about
like I would say if you're living on the high on the hog in Sandy Ridge, you can get like 1,200.
It don't even sound attractive.
Sandy Ridge.
Yo, I got this hot spot out in Sandy Ridge, bro. Local bar got the ladies' night on Tuesday.
Stu Beanies. Shout out to Stu Beanies, man.
Stu Beanies.
Beanies on bro.
They just kind of came up, bro. They're gonna have to write a check for that.
You gotta take.
I ain't from the hood.
Word up. You gotta take the Mentadent for the teeth to stay in, but yeah,
it's funny.
So going back to Cleveland's example, bet $1,200, right? $1,200 for rent, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. Is that it? Bringing in 100 on the nose?
If you do it right
on the nose,
somebody from the hood probably gonna pull up in a Lambo. See,
but that's why I said it's the priority how you living. Because I remember
that's what's gonna be. You get somebody 100K, you're gonna just think
that's where they go wrong. That's why it's not enough because your car note is a stack once you get it.
Forget the car note, the taxes, man. Go back to the taxes, bro.
They never include that. They be like, who's FICA and why you taking my bread?
Depending on where you live, 100 like 68, 72 for real after taxes.
But I get it. I get the comments. The comments is funny. It's entertaining. People gonna say what they're gonna say when
realistically, no amount of money is a lot if your expenses are high, right?
Yeah, realistically, it's all relative, right? Regardless of like, it's all. I mean, 500K, 1M, 10Ms, couple Bs. It gets different. It's levels, obviously.
Yeah, you're in different classes.
But to the comment, I'll say that person is not wrong for saying that. Like once you get to a point that you make $100,000 on the nose, you're gonna want more. That's just what's gonna happen, and it's not enough for you to sustain this new level of work or whatever space you're operating, because it's not gonna be enough. No money's ever gonna be enough.
It's never enough.
So just prioritize your bread, live within your means, and anything that you have will be more than enough. It's more than enough if you really prioritize and have a different kind of focus. Realistically,
I used to want to make 40K, bro. I remember the days of just wanting to make 40K.
That's funny. My number was 50.
Yeah, son. I don't know if I said this on the pod before, but I left New Jersey to make 45K out here. I left to make 45K.
You wow. You ain't had to leave for that.
Right.
I mean, it says y'all.
Nah, you ain't had to leave.
I seen the pathway. And I was out and I made it work, but
I'm still trying to get to 50.
Shut up.
It's a struggle, bro.
50 Cent, the entrepreneur.
I don't have that either.
Well, you be tapping to the grants and the funds, bro. I mean, that's where
I need a grant because the social work I do.
Call me.
Yeah, we got the social work I do. I need a grant. I'm gonna have to talk to Kev because I'm not getting paid enough for the stuff I deal with.
No, you got a whole operation in your hands, bro. You got a whole op, bro. That whole program.
You got a bill. Zoe's a bail bondsman.
I actually
he's a bail bondsman. He's a check cashing place. He be giving advances on the bread. He got contracts. He got security. Like, yo,
he's decreasing the recidivism rate.
You keeping bros out of jail.
Listen, you hear what hustle man say? If you want it, I got it. If I ain't got it, I'm gonna get it. So get it while the getting is good.
That's what I'm saying, man. So you gotta box yourself. You gotta give yourself a heading, and like, I don't know what you got. You criminal reform.
Yeah, definitely.
You CRC, criminal reform construction.
Well,
they need reform construction.
Give me some of that grant money for that, dude. Let's get it.
You need that. But what I'll say about this to tie this up, if somebody ain't making 100K and they say 100K not enough, that's a red flag. Red flag. Speaking of red flags, have y'all seen this trend on Instagram that's been going around where people are saying blank, blank, blank is a red flag?
And they put mad flags on the joint?
Yeah.
I mean, that just depends. If you're from Pennsgrove, and that's a red flag. But if you're in New York, that's not a red flag.
I mean,
or the Bay, not a red flag.
Yeah, it's getting crazy out here. Well, it's not getting it is crazy out here. But yeah, I feel like even if you in New York City, right? Let's say you in New York, right? You know how much rent is, right? You maintaining, doing whatever you got to. If you know that 100K maybe won't be enough. But you can't say this out loud. It ain't good money. Like, you can't.
Oh no, it's not saying that. No,
it's great.
Yeah. That's great money. But
right.
It might not be enough for anything.
What you
depending on who said it, may not be a red flag for that person, depending on the location of the person who said it. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the zip code.
Back in the day, when dudes be having jokes, and it'll be the one person that don't have jokes that laugh. And you getting the jokes is coming at you, but you don't got no other person to look at. But like, I know you ain't talking. That's what this is. That's what this is. It's like everybody talking about it, and then the person who don't make 100K laugh a little too loud. Like, I know you ain't talking. You don't shut your ass up. This is not your conversation.
Paper or plastic.
and we're not talking about people like this is our relative, right? Like. This is we're having jokes, but like in the spectrum, when you are, like Cleveland said, in the hate bucket, let it inspire you. Don't hate on it. Just, you know what I mean? Don't be out here talking crazy. Like, it's like, yeah, I ain't got no house, but I don't need no house.
Yeah, that's
crazy talk.
Who need that? I don't need that. I don't need no house.
I mean, I don't know. I just don't understand. I think for me, it's more or less like it comes back down to like context, right? And that's the biggest miscommunicated perspective of like what can be taken the right or the wrong way, right? Because no one in their right mind, like I told you guys, good money is about $45,000 a year. Like, and
where?
Anywhere you could. Okay, let me ask you this: if you work at the CDC in Malibu, how much you think you're getting paid per year?
65. 65. A cool solid 67.
All right, and after taxes. Okay, so that's what we're talking about. You can make it work.
38.
You can really make that work, right? So just perspective. I'll share. I think that is that.
I get that. But going back to the Instagram joint, so y'all seen the little people putting things on red flags, right?
Mm-hmm.
So cuffing season is upon us, right? It's a little chilly. It's getting darker a little sooner. You can take yourself back to the times where you were in the field, right? Ladies, wives, back in the day when y'all were dating, right? What was some red flags for you that you may have bypassed and was like, nah, fuck, I'm still gonna rock. But what was some like red flags that you were like, all right, this is not for me?
What you mean with
the talking
about with other individuals, right? Not
your wife.
Okay.
This is
I think
not your wife.
all of us.
You know what? I'll go first because I don't know if y'all feeling me. Like if there was ever a girl that said, I heard about you, and she still came over.
Yeah, you like yeah.
That's a red flag.
I got one. So I had a red flag, but I was in too deep already. Like I was already in the mixed. Like okay, you know how people they say they show you their representative. They show you like so. I'm in the midst of like the representative like 4 months in, right?
Still? That's strong.
Yeah, like not even my girl though. This person never was my girlfriend. But we played games for a long time, right?
Okay,
for
the
a
games
while.
we play.
Yeah. So the person was like, yo, telling me some random story. Yeah, because like we used to fight all the time. Like I punch him in his face. Sometimes I was like, what? I like, nah.
I know this ain't.
Yo, that ain't come out till
Barbara
late.
talking.
Yeah, like yo, that ain't come out till later. And I was like, you punching him? Oh nah, son, we not doing that because you punched me in my face. We rolling. Like
this probably like early 2000s though. I mean early 2010s though, and you probably liked it.
Nah, son, I never would. That hit me.
Cleveland, did he like it?
No, he tolerated crazy. He didn't like crazy, but he definitely tolerated too much.
He was definitely
the
the harborer of crazy. You definitely
like they found me, right? I found him, Mr. Crazy. Like I don't understand it, but
and I
wasn't looking for it.
You know what? Yeah, that shorty is specifically not the one you get an example about. That whole thing was a red flag. Like
I know what you're talking about.
Your whole college situation. No, your first half of the college situation was a red flag.
I know what you're talking about. But it's funny you say that because you know there's a theory behind that, right? Like crazy and
yeah, and I know, I remember.
But also like crazy and the quality. Crazy equals a certain quality of box.
Oh yeah. I've definitely heard people say that.
So crazy the immature me was kind of like, all right,
crazy girls have great sex, is what I've heard.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Lucky you.
Cleveland, what's the red flag for you?
I'll talk in general. I don't. They don't read their Bible. That's an easy one, right?
Nah, but she don't let me pray before I beat.
Hell points, Cleveland. Hell points. Tell him he got.
I didn't say it. He got hell points.
Oh,
yeah,
he got hell.
Oh, damn it.
But yeah, honestly, in general, with cuffing season, I think a red flag is like, what was their energy like towards you before it got cold? Like before it got cold and they wanted to go somewhere warm and chill with you and watch Netflix.
It was just a hot girl summer, right? It was just a hot girl summer.
It was like, let me do me. But then, the leaves start falling and turning different colors. And now it's like, hey, big head. It's like, nah.
Yo, do they still say that now, dude?
Oh, no. They be calling you.
It was a thing when I was dating.
They be calling you names. Whatever names.
I remember that. Hey, big head.
So what was that energy like before it got cold? If it wasn't the same, then red flag.
Damn, that's a good one.
I ain't think about that.
I mean, because I don't want to take us too far back, but snow days was the exact opposite of that.
Oh,
yeah. Well, damn, we ain't got no class today. She did talk to me 3 days ago. I wasn't talk to her.
Yo, snow days was different. That was a different lineup.
Nah, you want to introduce a concept of a snow day, though? What's a snow day?
A snow day.
I feel like Cleveland going to shortchange me, even though it probably was you the one that coined the term.
He did coin the term.
I know.
I coined it.
I know, but I feel like you're going to shortchange me. I don't know if you're going to give me the real deal spiel.
Nah, he's
well, wait. Let me give mine first, and then let's go give.
Okay, bet.
All right. So to me, a snow day was somebody that you would spend time with. During a snow day when you were on campus, but maybe you didn't give them that same kind of attention on a non-snow day. So basically what I was talking about in reverse, like when you're the perpetrator, like I wasn't really giving you that much attention.
When you say attention, what do you mean?
I mean attention. Like I wasn't paying attention to you on campus prior to us being snowed in, but now that we're snowed in, like, come watch this movie with me, right? So that was that's what we used to call a snow day back in
that, folks, was your PG version. Alonzo, give it to me.
All right, so he is partially correct, right? You would not give this person attention, but there was a specific reason why, because you wouldn't naturally talk to them in public. You would not give them the time of day because you like she might miss a couple of teeth. She might have an extra roll. I don't know.
Now you're going too far.
I'm just saying for other people, not me. I'm just giving like criteria in which you wouldn't normally talk to somebody like based off of like your standard. Everybody got their own standards, right?
Right.
So like the snow day was not your normal standards. So you would only you had
was usually an A student and then you got like a B.
Yeah. And they was like, you always kept them in your back pocket because they was friends. Like they was never just like random as far as like, oh, let me just call this random person I've never seen to talk to before.
Right.
But you've had some type of communication, but you knew that, I would say, in order to have a successful snow day, you know that they like you. But
yeah. That has to be. You got to be. You got to know that. Like, yep. At any moment, feeling me. Yeah. Everybody can't have a snow day. Is what we're saying. Everybody can't have a snow day. Kev, I know you was at TC and J. Did y'all have snow day situations over there?
I don't know. So I lived off campus. I was off campus kind of guy.
You never had nobody do a walk of shame? Like,
nah, I lived off campus.
That's we on Family Feud. Good answer. Good answer.
Survey said.
Sidebar. This has nothing to do with nothing. Last week I went on YouTube and I looked at like Family Feud, like the worst answers. Bro, number one, I hated it because most of the people were black. But number two, bro, I was crying, like tears of laughter. I was crying. If you get a chance, take a look at it.
Yeah. But a red flag though, I'll tell you a red flag.
Yeah, tell me about a red flag.
Now it depends on like how soon you're looking for a red flag, and then what you're looking for, or when you're looking for it, you find what's the objective. So it's just a, if it's something to take on a crackdown situation, then the red flags in that category would be too anxious or too desert too much. Like you're doing too much work. You're making this way too easy. That's a red flag. If it's trying to build some wifey vibes, a red flag would probably
let's stay there. Don't even go to wifey yet. This is what Tupac said. I don't want it if it's that easy. That's true. Like
yeah, that's a red flag.
Like if she texts back too quick, or she gets to the crib and she just like, oh my God, I couldn't wait to be here.
Well, I'm just very happy to be here. We all know what that feels like. Because the text back too quick, they might just be responsive. That might be a good thing, She might care. Right. I mean, she might care. She might just, she might be really close to her phone. She might be on her phone, and you come up and she's really efficient that way.
Every time. Yeah, the whole anxious thing is funny. Because ladies, if you're listening, I know you're listening, and you're like, I ain't never been anxious over no nigga. Yes, you have. Whether you showed it, we be knowing. We know when you're excited. We be knowing. And even when you act like you're not excited, we be knowing. But we're talking about the ladies who are, their tails is wagging. They are happy. They're excited. And they have been waiting for their opportunity to be in the space.
Yo, I got
that is a red flag.
I got another red flag, and if they just pull up on you like unannounced, that's super red flag for me. Like
I remember that actually happened to you.
That's if they roll up on you unannounced, like no telephone call, no text, no IM, no instant messenger, nothing. They just roll up. Nah, you gotta watch that. That goes both ways. That goes.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about women right now. But go ahead, tell me more.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying if they pull up on you unannounced,
that's wild and crazy.
And if they pull up on you unannounced and you ain't give them your address, that's even worse.
Oh, God. If
they hit the Googles, if they hit the Googles. And just
because she probably went to a couple of addresses too, because then joint's gonna be always accurate. If she pulled up and say I'm outside, you know how much confidence it takes to pull up to an address and say I'm outside when that person didn't give you the address.
That's crazy. I'm calling. I got a story. This has nothing. It's a tangent, but
okay, let's do it.
I was at a company event, right? And this dude that. Like the group of people that I was hanging with, we were kind of cool with this other dude. And he found out what room we were chilling in. We were going to this event. We had to dress up. We had to wear a suit. So he pulls up to the room where we're like chilling before we go to the event, knocks on the door. I'm like, oh, that's, you know what I mean? That's, what's the name? Looking around like who, you know what I mean? Who invited him to come through? But bro, when I opened the door, he thought he was so fly. He had on this white like prom suit. It's a business event. White prom suit. It had like 6 buttons, and he was standing there like this, posed up.
Not like Dolomite. Not like Dolomite.
Like dang, like Eddie King. Like I'm here. I was like, bro, you can't just pull up. And if you pull up, you can't pull up that confident with that suit on, bro. Like you just can't do it. People was looking.
Go home.
Yo, you know how other people are too, right? Like Black people have a certain way we connect with each other.
Right.
So other people were looking for a way to compliment his suit, but it was so bad they had nothing. They was like, this one girl was like, "Oh, look at your suit, all the buttons." It's like, you got nothing for my man besides the number of buttons he got. Oh, look at your suit with all the buttons.
Look at you all confident.
All confident with just 6 buttons in the suit.
I like your bracelet. That's all they got.
They had nothing.
Oh, your buttons.
But that was a tangent. But yeah, they pull up on you unannounced. That's no good.
Yeah, unannounced is a big red flag.
So, Kev, you was going the wifey route. You gave us the bust down route. What's the wifey route with the red flag?
It's a lot, man. It's the original one to look for. It's confidence.
That's huge.
Super important. Super important.
Can I add one to that?
Please, feel free.
Insecurity.
Yeah, I mean I didn't want to use that word.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
But that's essentially the confidence, though, right? It's essentially, it's like if you have confidence in yourself, then there is no insecurity. You know what I'm saying? And you just are solid with who you are, what you know, and
managed.
Yeah, and that's important because it's just trust and all that stuff. Those foundational things are key.
Let's unpack that for a second. How would we know that a young lady is insecure or lacks confidence? And why would that turn us off?
I think it shows in different ways for different people. I think one of the ways, so for me, my wife's confidence is like what attracted me to her. Like she didn't care what nobody thought, like period. Like she doesn't care about anybody's opinion. She cares about my opinions now. Right. But I don't even really think she cared about mine. Yeah, I had to earn it. I don't think she really cared about mine at first. But I think it manifests itself in different ways. I mean, if they always have to be complimented, not like I like compliments, like I like when you compliment me, but if it's like, if I'm not complimenting you, then you're thinking the opposite, like, oh, you must think I'm ugly. Like, I didn't say you were ugly. I just didn't say you were pretty today, but I didn't say you were ugly.
Just got man buttons on.
You just got a lot of buttons. But yeah, so I would say that's one of the ways. Like if you got to keep pouring in, and it just keeps leaking out, then
yeah, I mean, well, I guess your word was better because it is a red flag, right? And and if you have insecurity, then that's just the issue of no one could fix that but that person.
Right.
No man can fix that. And when women that come into relationships because they have some bad experiences and they think that someone else is supposed to fix that.
Right.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
That's another thing. When I want to stay here. We got so much here. Like Zoe, for you, like, how do you know when a young lady has an insecurity and why is that a turnoff or a red flag?
For me, it depends. Like, if you asking me too many questions, like, and I don't mean questions about if we getting to know each other. Questions are important.
You better clear that up. Like, what you asking me questions about myself for?
No, not like that. But like my whereabouts, often it's a little weird. Like, yo, where you at? I'm like, I just walked out the house. I'm like 5 minutes. Like, oh, I just left your apartment. Wherever. Like in that time.
Running errands. What's up?
Yeah, like where? But where? Like, I'm at why?
Target.
Are you pull up in me an aisle?
Yeah, I'll be calling right back.
Yeah. Are you gonna do
my dog is trying to park the car.
I gotta go.
Yeah, I think it's like your whereabouts, the kind of like the parole officer type vibe. Like,
yeah, that's the vibe.
Helicopter.
Yeah, like helicopter girlfriend. Like,
yeah,
where you going? That's the thing for me too. For me, it's like whenever you don't trust that the people who I say are friends are friends.
Well, that's trust. That's the insecurity, though. That goes back to
that's the insecurity.
Friends.
So, like, if Var said, "This is my friend," and now it's like,
of the opposite sex.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the only reason.
So a lot of people ruin that though. A lot of niggas be effing that up. Like
they do. They do.
Mm-hmm.
But the women who don't have that security aren't the ones for me. Because I have friends who are women that are platonic.
That's good. So you're saying a red flag for you is if you can't respect my female friends. If you can't respect
you can't differentiate the fact that like I can be going back to one of our favorite episodes, can men and women be platonic? If it's not,
yes, they can.
If it's not understood that men and women can be like homies, you just can't wrap that around your mind. That's a red flag.
But doesn't that take? I think for that though, are you talking like on the first initial introduction or like after you've already established that this is the homie and they still
you gotta be open. Like if you are allowing your experiences to make me guilty before I even prove that I'm even in court, then you're not the one for me. Like we can't do this.
I've had I got another one, bro. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, give it to me.
Maybe I had so many bad experiences in my life, but this is another one. I don't know if it could be in the insecure category, but this is 110% a red flag. If you constantly bring up the previous person, like, okay. I was in a situation like that where like, yeah, but this person did, yeah, but I'm like, is he here? Like, am I dating this dude or what? Like, I'm not him. So like, I don't know if say his name again, say another mother. Like, I had
but after the first time you said his name, I would have been with a road dog. Like, that's.
But like y'all said, I give a little extra leeway. Like, okay,
no leeway with that.
Maybe you just, I don't know. Maybe sometimes something I did that did trigger that. Like, how sometimes certain stuff you could trigger something. I don't know. But then when it's everything I do triggers it, that's you. You crazy.
I ain't gonna hold you. I've been that person that referred to my ex with the new.
Why you chew like that? She used to chew like that.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, why is that?
Why did I do that?
As a reference, like, hey, this is what she used to do, or
no. She used to sit like this. Can you sit like this?
Oh,
it wasn't like that. It was
you're gonna have to,
in relation. It was in relation to how issues were solved. In the beginning, I was like, yo, and it wasn't comparing apples to apples. It was like, in my previous relationship, this is the way that I approached it, right? And this is what I've learned, and I'm not going to do that, right? But she was like, I don't know why you keep bringing your previous relationship because I'm not that bitch.
Whew. Oh, hey, man.
But you ain't bringing her up. You just said what you learned. See, that's a different spin.
But that was referenced in my previous relationship.
I guess.
Maybe one too many times in hopes to help her understand that I was learning. But
maybe
in hindsight, I can
see
how it's an issue.
Over it. Yeah,
she might have said that once for her to anybody to react.
I might have said it like I only said it 26 times. That's it.
That's okay.
Only 26. That's
a lot. No, but I literally got mad. Like, yo, say the person's name again. I promise you.
Say I'm leaving.
I feel
it wasn't. I'm leaving. It's you're leaving because chances are you at my. You gotta get out, get to stepping.
All right, another red flag for me is when she leaves stuff at your crib without permission.
Ooh, toothbrush, drawers,
something. And you know what? Like I've had both the visible and invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Some shit you ain't peep.
Some stuff is not in the open.
Was it intentional or regardless? It's just whatever, right?
The unintentional is like hair. Right, like nobody leaving drawers behind. That's not what nobody's doing.
No one's leaving, coming in without.
If you leaving drawers behind, that's another red flag. Like, why you gonna? Where is your drawers? Like, why are you not home?
But that's at your house. It's even worse to me. Worse than the house, is my opinion, is your car. I had somebody literally left their earrings in my car. I'm like, why did you take your earrings off of my car? That was so
that's
intentional.
A little strange.
It was intentional.
Crazy on Cleveland in a wheel.
It was intentional, bro. Right in the little, not even in
cup
the
holder?
Cup holders. No, in the
door?
console. In the console, bro. So it's like I pop open the console. Let's say I have, I'm entertaining
CDs back in the day.
And I'm popping open my console. It's like, all right, those aren't mine. They're hoops, right? Like it's not me.
Door knockers.
Yeah, man. Like when they leave stuff in the car, I think that's worse than the.
Yeah, it's like, yo, if you like me a lot, just say that. Like if you want to leave this here, just say like, yo, do you mind if I, leave this here. They ask to take your shorts, but they don't ask to leave some
matter of fact, I don't even recall them
sweatshirts.
asking that. I got a couple shorts that I wish I could get back. Like they was kind of my favorite joints.
Bro, I got a whole lookbook that's out in the world somewhere. I don't know. I got a whole JCPenney's catalog worth of stuff that's floating in the ethos.
Please.
I don't know, man. All types of basketball shorts that I wish I can get back.
Why is that? Why is it the basketball
shorts? You put your tight ass pants back on when I take you home. Why you got to put my shorts on? It's about 30 degrees outside. You still want my shorts?
Yep. That's a red flag. That's a little weird.
Yo, but also in terms of cuffing season, I think if you pay for everything, like that's a red flag to me in terms of cuffing season. Because you think about it, like you're going to be in the house, you're going to be ordering takeout, you're going to be whatever. Like you don't want to have to pay for takeout every single time. At least offer to get the Chinese. Offer to order.
Because I can eat by my damn self.
Let's make it broader, yo. Cleveland, why you don't want to pay a whole lot of money for the joint that's not wifey. That's off rip. So
that's true.
Now I'm entertaining you, and now I gotta order food for both of us. You ever be like, I remember in college, I was like, I'm trying to eat, but I don't got enough for her.
So you just starve.
So what you do?
I'm not eating.
Call Zoe and tell him and ask him if you need me to pull up or something, and then I got
and then I go get then I go get up like my man, let's go to Wendy's. So I couldn't. I'm like, what? I'm like, you're a crazy dude, yo.
I ain't got enough for both of us, but this is before DoorDash too. This is like delivery.
That's a take it to a pizza spot, get her slice, let her eat, let her pick the menu, let her pick first, because let her go crazy.
I'm see how much you got left? Can we bring that up?
Can
we bring that up? Like, listen. I never was a fan of that. Like, you pick first and I drink the water, right? I'm not doing that.
You wish you never told her to come out to eat with you.
Yeah, see?
That's where it starts.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. I would never do that. However, I'm no good to you if I'm starving. Like, I gotta make sure I'm good. Like,
speaking of $100K, it was days where I had $100 on the date, and like, oh damn, fuck.
You get very creative with that.
Her shit about $38.
That's a good amount of money for every date, though.
Var, remember we had like a little rubric, like, you could rock 100. Okay, so you got the 2 for $20 plus this. Remember we had a map.
If you're going to Applebee's. If you're going to Applebee's, there was times, I won't put you on blast, Kev, because we was both broke. I had bread, Kev had bread, we had bread. It's like, this is how much money we got for the weekend, because we got to make moves, we got to be strategic. And sometimes you'd be like, damn, son, like, we got it's a little double date situation. And it's like, dudes just like, I get this around, right? That's the thing that guys are supposed to do. But if you know that you and your boy got about 300 to stretch for 2 days, then like, all right, well, we on the same page.
Yeah, but that's just being, whether you want to admit it to it or not, I think we were both just being very economical, right?
And resourceful, right?
It wasn't so much about this is all we had left for life. It was just shit, all I got left to go out tonight with.
That's
what I'm saying? And that's all I wanted to spend. That was what it was, So, it just puts us in a more creative space to operate from what we got. You know what I'm saying? If we got too much, it might get crazy.
Going crazy. Going to the 40-40 clothes.
When I started dating in like my 30s, I did coffee dates, bro. Coffee dates was the most economical date. You spend like $20 at the most if you go to Starbucks and she gets something fancy. If you want to spend time with her afterwards, or if it's just like, all right, we can wrap it up.
Now she got mad energy.
Nope.
I'm glad.
It's all good.
I don't drink
and
coffee. So
I had a child when I was dating in my 30s. So I was like, if it wasn't going well, coffee date is over. We got to wrap this up. It was a good time. I got to go get my daughter, whatever. Amaya was my out for.
I had a child. My Var was my out on a couple
because I needed something.
Yeah, I gotta go. Y'all funny, man. I ain't have no out. Man. I'm gonna say, if I was not gonna take my cap and act like I always had like everything and all of that. Nah, I mean, there's times where I would only let her eat and not eat just because that's just I don't know. It was just like, all right, what do you want to go out to eat? If I'm telling you I'm coming out to eat, I looked at the account or something else, and I know it's like not a lot going to be in there for her to make moves. I just tell her to order first, bro. order whatever you want, and then
right.
I'm either gonna order an appetizer and I'm gonna be picking at your stuff too. We share. This is for us to share. Like this
or
is
hit it with the yo, I ate at the crib.
I ate before I came,
before
whatever
I got
it is.
here.
I mean, but whatever you eating, bro, just believe my fork is gonna be touching your stuff. Like, I mean,
but you can't show your card, right?
It's ours.
This how you expose yourself. When you be like, nah, I'm good. Like Var said, like I ate, or I'm just, I'm not that hungry, whatever. And then she don't eat the whole thing. She about to throw it out. Like, nah, don't throw that out. Like, I'm about to go ahead.
I just got hungry. Wow.
Yeah, and you ham it.
Yeah, for sure. This is a thing, right? I'll say this too. I'll say like, it's just in the moment. Like it's interesting, right? Because I look at the times when we were moving around, we having fun, being single, and college not having money, or post college really like trying to figure out our career situation, not really having money, but still dating. We were living the lifestyle that we wanted to live within a boundary, right? And ultimately, that boundary, if you gave us more than what we had at that moment, it probably would have been more disastrous, right?
It would have been crazy.
We all had enough of what we needed to do what we had to do at that moment in that time. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't look at me, I just look, I was, like, that's what that is. So
at a certain point, having the resources that, like, not having the bread or not making enough the money that I wanted to make, but having the resources that I had, it would have got crazy. It would have got nuts.
Oh, we all had the resources. We all had resources. We just didn't know how to utilize our resources. We weren't really being efficient with our resources.
I like how it worked out. And for the listeners, it sounds like insider trading. What we're talking about is 11, 12 years ago, we're on the come up. We're figuring it out. But the resources, I mean, by like everybody had a crib. Most of us had cars. We all were employed. We knew how to move and shake, but we were very creative with the way that we operated. So if my man got an apartment with a pool, we invite everybody to the pool, right? If my man got an apartment with like a bomb, living room, we're going to have the kickback over there or what have you. We're going to rotate and use our resources wisely instead of like, whereas now you probably may live in a place with all the things. That wasn't the case back then.
Yeah, I mean, that was good. That was a good topic of how to be resourceful, and I guess that circles back to the 100K conversation, right? So if you got $100,000, right, and you have a family, it makes more sense to be able to pay your mortgage and that just be 30% of what you bring home, right? That just makes sense to do that. So regardless of where you want to live, if you just are efficient with what you have, you will never feel that pressure, right? Someone brought an analogy to me. Someone had an analogy the other day to me. They were like, there's just two types of people after the pandemic, realistically. And whether you guys want to believe it or not, you guys probably fall into a category that you guys can be too modest to talk about. But baseball, you have the batter's box and the pitch count is 3-1, or it's a full count. Which one would you rather be? Would you rather be the 3-1 batter or the full count batter, right? You would rather be a person that's going up to bat, attacking each pitch, and being able to not have to force opportunities, not having to jump because it's a stressful environment, right? So,
which would a full count would be.
Which would a full count would be. So if you're got $100,000, but your mortgage is 65%, same percent what you bring in, you're in a 2 to 3 pitch box, batter box, right? Yes. And that's why it's relative as to like, it just all depends on perspective, right? I think any amount of money is relatively more or not enough, depending on who you're talking to and what the person's goals are and what their personal situations are. Just to circle that back on that. But being resourceful, being efficient is really just a behavior that can ultimately change the current outcome or the current situation at hand, right? It's just a matter of time, right? But if you're still doing the same thing over and over and over and over, you're never going to experience that $100,000 if you make 40,000, because really 40,000, you can make $100,000 in 3 years.
Right.
It just takes you 3 years to do that.
And speaking of resources, as an adult, I just thought about the fact that for my job, which I live 15 minutes away from, but I've only been in the office voluntarily once since March of 2020, they have free lunch every day. And I have not been utilizing that at all. In December, who will be going to the office every day to eat lunch?
It's like old times, right? Get your free lunch again.
I mean, that's the thing that they use to want folks to work at these places. And I get free lunch every day. I just haven't been utilizing it, but I'm gonna be there. We'll be in that thing.
But budgeting, man, budgeting is probably one of the most ego siding activity. Like you have to put your ego to the side in order to be successful with
like,
finances.
It's my money.
100%. You know, it's a whole different conversation. That's a conversation for the other day. But
we should have a whole episode.
Can I tell y'all a red flag that I was the red flag, but luckily
I was gonna have one of those too. Go ahead.
Yeah, luckily the person bypassed it and now I'm married to her. So like,
oh man.
Well, one day, right? And my brother-in-law, shout out to my brother-in-law, shout out to Jose Allen in Tampa area, Ruskin, Florida, right?
Ruskin.
He I put him on, so he's a new listener, like on the pod. He's been catching up, like he's a truck driver, so he's like really on. So if you see any new like listens, it's him. He's running through it. So he calls me today, crying on the phone, like, "Yo, you stupid." And I'm like, "What I do?" Like, and he like, "Yo, I'm listening to the pod and that story that you told, and then I thought about it
about the food.
Nah. About well, we was getting food. So this was we was at the Sherm, right? I remember like yesterday, Jess and James went to go get the liquor. You know, we was on our Bacardi game then, right? And then we had a large order of Popeyes. You know, the one on Olden, right?
Oh, that chicken for Popeyes.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta find that clip, yo.
2011, right? So I got her. I'm in the Max, you know, the blue Max, right?
Right.
So we get to the Popeyes, we order the food, we wait, pay at the window. We get to the next window, and out of nowhere, my radiator bursts.
Okay. I remember this story.
And all this smoke come up and everything, and that's when the girl, of course, want to bring me my food right at that time. Like, you know, your car smoking. I'm like, look at my face. Like, just give me my food and mind your business. Like, so I'm uber embarrassed. I'm like, damn, what the hell? And I see the little hot cold drink, my little thing going up, like it's about to overheat.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, am I gonna make it? So I blazed it down to, down.
Yeah, it ain't too far, but
yeah,
far
but
enough.
I was nervous, a nervous wreck. And when it happened, the smoke is what did it. Like smoke on Angel just looked like like something ain't right. And I looked over at her and she just looked at me like nothing. And in my head, I'm like, yo, this probably gonna be my last day. Where she like, this bum ass, like hoopty ass car and shit.
That's definitely.
Was it the last day? Did you give her a call back?
I married her.
Yeah, he married her.
It was for her. She called me back, shall I say? Like,
he was at the
saw the realness. She saw the genuine authenticity.
Right.
Yeah.
She knew
that's a red flag too, though, for women out there. Like, yo, your man car looking.
I think it's worse if you don't have a car in that situation.
Hey, yo, my man, watch your mouth.
I'm just saying, like, it is worse, though. It is worse. But I think in your situation,
subject.
Better if you had a car, then could it be worse?
It could be.
I mean, depending on where you live. If you live in New York, no. But like, we needed a car. But like,
yeah, that's the thing. Going back to the 100K situation, if you don't have 100K, right, you can't be talking about it's not enough. If you don't have a car, you can't talk about somebody's car that's broke down. Like you don't even have a car to break.
Yeah, that's.
But hold on. So is that the same conversation that somebody who don't have a car but pulls up in your car and be like, "Damn, this car is a piece of shit."
Like
I'll be like, "Yo, get out, get out."
What you mean? You can't talk about my car. You ain't even got one. You get your
that's the same vibe, but pretty much like this person you can't say this car's a hoopty even if it's on his last leg because you ain't got a car.
Because you using your legs. That's
okay. I can relate. I can feel that.
So like when Zoe got the Max and he was about to what were you about to do with the escort?
Escort.
He was about to
I was trying to
the junkyard.
Yeah.
And that shit was on his last leg. I was happily driving that shit around the corner. Happily. I ain't say not a motherfucking thing.
So yeah, that's roll down windows and everything.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. That's gonna get me from point A to point B, and I'll be A-okay.
Yep.
I think you can make way in life without.
You can, but you got to be humble. You got to embrace the humility. Otherwise, you're gonna be acting crazy, or girls at the bus stop that talking about what kind of car dude driving. Red flag. Shut up.
Definitely a red flag.
That's a hell of a red flag.
Definitely a red flag.
That's a skirt.
Yeah, right. Like, shut up.
Yo, Brevard, you don't remember that happened in the,
I know
in
that
the escort?
I was thinking I went from escort to escort memory, and I remember we was downtown.
What did I do? I had
it was
at the
hole
in my exhaust.
What you call it? Was it at the stop sign?
Yeah, and I had a hole in my exhaust. Downtown track, and my joint was loud, like wah, 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 like motorcycle loud. Yeah, so and I wanted, it was some chicks at the bus. I'm like, yo, I'm about to holler in that. And then my joint, when I revved like to gas it, they look kind of funny. I'm like, man, F them, yo, y'all at the bus stop. Like,
talking about, bro.
It was even funny. It was even imaginary because we ain't said nothing to them. They just gave us a look that we probably exaggerated.
Yeah,
it was just like, shut up. Your bus coming. Shut up.
I hope it's late. I hope it started raining.
But I hope it started raining.
I need to know who's right or wrong in this situation. I need perspective because like that's too funny. Because let me ask y'all this: if y'all at the bus stop and two shorties pull up and they got a escort, that's not like it's gonna make it to the next block. What do y'all do?
Get my coal on.
I'm getting them in the car, and I'm gonna try. I'm gonna be.
Car, man.
I am, yo. First of all, I'm at the bus stop. If it's winter time, do you got heat?
You got heat.
Talking about it look like it may not. Oh yeah, I mean I respect that the heat factor.
I was poor and shallow. I don't even know how that worked. The champagne taste with a beer budget. I would have been like, nah, they big.
You would have said nah. You would have said nah.
Nah, I'm cool. I got my gloves. I got my mittens.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
You were telling a story. I thought it was a story of when you were eating your food without looking at the plate. And that made me think about my next red flag, which is let me know how y'all feel about it. When a dude that you know she used to be with walks into a room and she either gets really quiet and wants to avoid that side of the room, or she gets really excited and wants to talk to him. Red flag. Either or, red flag.
No, I think the excited is the more.
I was about to say the latter is definitely the worst, bro.
So
if she don't want it, that means she might not want no sauce. Like, you know what? I don't want the drama.
And that means you don't face your fears. Yo, what you avoiding? What you got going on?
Nah, I'm cool with that.
You still like him? You still like him?
Nah, well, the other one, obviously, you still do. Yeah, you sitting there laughing. He ain't even made a joke yet. That's word up. He funny. He ain't say nothing.
He funny.
Say hi. Nah, that excitement gotta go.
Yeah, nah. I'm cool with the first one. Like, maybe it ended like you don't even want to, like, you know, so maybe the person discuss you.
I don't want it to be standoffish. Oh, you don't know how to resolve your issues. You're not for me.
Nah, I mean, I could see that, but I don't know.
Maybe she just don't like him. Yo, people be doing people dirty, yo. You don't know. Maybe the fact that she's not going ham is actually a good thing, and she's restraining her feelings, and she wants to cuss him out, but she's like, not even worth it.
Or maybe
I'm here with somebody better,
and I'm embarrassed.
Maybe she's clenching her legs closed because she wants to throw the box at him, and she just don't know how to contain herself too.
I know, right? Like, damn, how you go there?
Yo, you just put her in a terrible situation. It's like either she too excited to see him, or she really excited to see him, but hiding it. Like, it gotta be one of the other.
What's the medium? What's the reaction supposed to be?
I'm gonna tell you, when he come into the spot, right? She tapped me like, "Look who here," right? It's like, oh, she's acknowledging. Okay, I'm like, and I'll say like, oh, you want to go see her? Like, nah, I'm cool. I'm gonna let him do his thing.
Nah, that's too weird.
Nah, I like it.
Don't tell me no look who here. Like, I know him like that. Don't tell me no look who here.
You trying to go speak to him? Nah, I'm cool.
I will say this. I do, the part where I do agree is at least let me know. Like, if I don't know the person, if I never knew that was somebody that you dated or messed with, whatever, you can't let me air dry and then like tell me later, or because something can happen in between that. Like, you know what?
Because my example, if when Tiff comes to Jersey and there is potential old work in the building, she would be tipped ahead of time. Yo, so-and-so might be here, so-and-so might be here, so-and-so might be here. And when they arrive, Just so you know, boom, boom. Because then, right? Because on the back end, I hear women say like, now I reflect and she was looking at me crazy. No. I'm letting you know in advance. That's the one, you know, in so many words. Just so you ain't gotta, you know what I mean? You just, now you peeping her energy and you see what's going on.
But you don't got to entertain the BS too.
No. Because for me, depending on how we left off, like if I see an ex, I might go say, hi, what's going on? How you doing? You good? Because it's weird not to me. I don't have any,
because you can't act like you never knew the person. Like,
but I haven't left off with any exes. Well, I don't think I left over any exes in a bad way. They may feel otherwise.
Disclaimer that says it all. That's funny. I mean,
I feel like all mine ended bad.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
Damn, everybody gonna agree?
No. I was yang to the idea that
damn, unanimous.
I know Kev was thinking, but his yeah was timely. Like, yeah.
Nah,
but that's interesting.
Okay.
No, I was just saying, like, you know, I don't know if I think it's important for the person you bring to any place of old situation should be brought to conversation beforehand, depending on how serious it was, depending on how important it was.
Snow days don't get brought up.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
I don't even know who she is.
Wait a minute.
I told you I live on campus,
that's a little dangerous, bro. Because that might be the one who be throwing
blow it up.
Why was Keisha looking at me like that when I was at the event with you?
Who Keisha?
Tell her then.
I don't know no Keon.
You know, she's crazy. You know, I used to run around and she just being that.
That's
so
the thing.
She's holding on to old weight.
She used to like me. That's it.
She used to like me.
She probably still do. I don't know. Maybe she thought she's gonna get her window opportunity.
She definitely liked
Should have told me then. I would have handled it.
So look, speaking of the in the room thing, right? Let me ask you a question. So I've been in a lot of weird ass situations, and like when y'all bring these things out, I think about. So I was in a situation once where the woman did what you said, Var, like the first part, like, so we pulling up and the ex is standing outside of the place where we pulling up,
smoking a cig too.
They don't say nothing to me, right? They like, oh shit, but they didn't know I heard them say, oh shit, right? So I'm hearing it and I'm looking like, what's that about? So I don't know, whatever. So then I watched the person. When we get out the car, they never to this day, not to this day, but they never told me that was
she started what, fixing her shirt.
Nah. It was like Cleveland said, like, it was, hey, how you doing? Boom, pew, like quick, fast, in a hurry.
That's an acknowledgement.
Yeah, but I've never seen this person run so fast in my life. Like walk, you know, talk about she would be Oprah in a power walking race. I never seen it, but it was weird to me because I was like, and then we get in the car. So you know me, I gotta be a-hole about it. I'm like, I wait till we drive off. I'm like,
oh, you ran track?
So you want to tell me you want to tell me who that was? What you mean? I'm like, I heard you say oh shit, and they're like, oh really? Like they was like caught off guard. Like, oh. Well, I say, yeah, like next time tell me, because for me, I want to know, like you said, Var, like if they're gonna throw some shade or do some suckers-ish, then I could ignore it actually because I know why you're doing it. But if I don't know, you're random, it's go time. Like, what's up?
When they put their hand on your shoulder, what we always say, you had a good one. Like,
oh yeah, don't uppercut. I'm gonna hit him with you kid.
I got a good one. I know. But we can do this all day. We can any final red flags I wanted to share, because we can do this shit all day.
Nah, man, we covered a lot. I feel like we've given people enough to look out for cuffing season for sure.
What about the dinner? Or I just got one more. The dinner order, boy. Right? If we go out to dinner, right? I don't know if this is a red flag or it's just me. I feel like if you go out to dinner, I know the caliber of person, and my mom always told me you should never take somebody somewhere where you can't afford the most expensive thing on the menu, right?
Oh, I know where you're going.
But that don't mean you need to order that. Like that's not, you don't eat this. So I don't even know why you trying me. Like you just trying to be funny. Like
I'm thankful that's never happened to me.
Yo, it happened to me. It happened to me at a weird place. I had the money, but I was tight off of principle. First of all, it was brunch. It was brunch. Whoa. Bro, what's expensive on a brunch menu? Like, let's be real. I mean, some places, you know, what I mean, we ain't at the Four Seasons, bro. We're at a diner. She get the steak and eggs. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. That's $17. I can handle that. Then you get the waffle on the side. I'm like, all right, that's $5. And then she got some kind of appetizer. I don't know what it was, but I was tight. I'm like,
that's a lot of food. You would
not be ordering all of this food if you were paying for it. Mm-hmm. You're only ordering this food because you're on this date with me. Even though it wasn't a lot of money. I think the whole bill might have came to like $50-$60. But it was just like, yo, nah. Like you did that.
I don't really take that personally, man. I think like it just depends. Like it depends on like if all of a sudden you're talking about you drinking rosé today. Like I think I expect those things to happen. Like you just expect people to be people in that way.
Take
like
advantage.
Now, not take advantage, but just
still a red flag to me though.
It is a red flag. Is it a red flag though? I think it's not for me. I think what's a red flag?
You don't even eat this much. What are you doing?
If you don't eat, if it's
that's
like
that's what I was saying.
I think the red flag would be if you have like that to-go box looking crazy. Like you could just kind of like to your point, Cleveland. Okay, I now hear it. Now I see the visual.
You
right?
see what I'm saying? Like
it's like okay, like
it wasn't just for then. Like you was saving something for later. You was bringing that home for a snack
for her son.
Yeah, myself, and you weren't included in this nightcap.
I'm like, how many people
that's the
in?
part,
Like,
Kev. Like you're not even gonna see the Tupperware, the little styrofoam later.
Cleveland, I can't even be a snow day.
I just expect people
I'm sitting there looking at she's on. I'm like, all right, like, can I get a turn? Like, you going? Nah, man.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for entertaining me with the red
flag. For sure.
Like Cleveland said, you definitely have enough to circulate throughout the rest of the year. And with that said, going to your favorite segment.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
Hey, yo, Zoe knows this. Zoe knows that. So light skin, Zoe stay black.
Yes, y'all. I'm sorry. It's just like my thing. I have to do it every week. All right. First and foremost, right, I want to give a condolences to the girl who was an Instagram viral. Did y'all see this? The Queen of Brooklyn, Nanobe Washington. They said she passed away today at age 38. She was the girl, the black girl. She was from Brooklyn, talking about ISIS. If you come to Brooklyn with Obama, like, we coming for you. Like, we won't play that around here. Like, it was a wild viral video. It went crazy. It was hilarious. And they named her the Queen of Brooklyn. I'm not sure as to what happened. They said she was just like somebody found her non-responsive and they took her to the hospital and then they found out she was no longer here. So although we don't know her, she is kind of a celebrity in our viral hearts. You know what I mean? She's definitely gonna be somebody that's like that. They're gonna always use her memes and that video. So and anytime someone loses life like that, that's 38. That's unexpected. On the topic of losing life, the drug king Alpo Martinez was assassanationed.
He was supposed to be in witness protection, just out here.
Some people feel like they untouchable. So he had a new name. Knew everything's supposed to be up in like Connecticut or something somewhere, or like up north, out of New York, and was hanging around and
Alpoing.
Came back 20-something years later. So if y'all don't know who that is, you watch the movie Paid in Full. It's loosely based off of him and a few other guys. Cameron's character was supposed to be Alpo. So y'all can take a look at that. This is something that is like, I guess we're just waiting for the BS, but apparently only one black juror was selected in the trial for the 3 dudes killing Ahmaud Arbery. So like, like one black juror though, like really, like in Georgia and wherever. Come on now, like that. Can we not be so blatant, so obvious? Like, y'all, come on, like really. So I'm ready for the BS. It's going to be some hell to pay and wild nonsense if things don't go the way.
Keep us updated, like those dudes that be having it was these lawyers that was like making Instagram videos after every Tekashi trial, Hey, Tekashi is just like you got to keep us updated on that.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Or legal correspondent.
Yeah, I have to break that down for y'all.
Add that to your list of jobs.
Yep, one more. Did I get some grant money for that? And we have the thing in hip hop world that's going big right now is that Jay-Z gave Dame a shout out in his speech from his acceptance speech at the award, and Dame now says he wants to squash the feud between him and Jay.
Got to say what the award is. It was his induction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's what it was. I was about to say
for Jigga, man.
I mean, I figured you would do it since you like the biggest Hov fan on here. So,
yeah.
I mean, so I think it's well deserved. I'm not
for sure.
Yeah, it's
and he got an IG now.
I saw that was crazy too.
He posted what's the boy's name? Jazzo, and then he said, "I'm gonna lose my password for another year."
Yeah, he's wild. I saw that. And then we got some new black mayors floating around, black excellence right now. I mean, we'll see how excellent they are based off of what side of black they are, but on the surface, it looks great. So you got New York City Mayor Eric Adams, who is the 18th Brooklyn borough president and also a retired NYPD. So hopefully he could spin this whole reform, justice/police reform, which is highly needed, being that he was an officer. Maybe they give him a little bit more respect and credit for making some changes. Tyrone Gardner, Ken Welch, and Ed Gainey became the first black mayors in Kansas City, Kansas, St. Petersburg, Florida, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh got a black. Whoa, that's major.
Yep. So the mayor who was elected, Gardner, was formerly retired Kansas City deputy chief, and now has moved up in the world.
Is it Kansas City, Kansas, or Kansas City, Missouri?
Kansas, the KS.
That's probably the smaller one.
Yeah. I think Missouri is the bigger one.
Yeah.
So, and then over the weekend, it was Halloween, but one thing that was in the news that was going crazy was Colin Kaepernick's Black and White. Shout out to Cap. It was a lot. I think that first episode was the most controversial because he did a biggie. He did biggie. Kicking in the door, waving the 4-4. Like he really wild with the comparison to the combine and slave auction. That went crazy. But all in all, I watched it, all 6 episodes.
Same, me too.
My daughter watched it. She watched it twice, actually. She woke up the next day on Saturday morning and was like, oh, I must have missed something and watched it again.
That's dope.
And for whatever reason, my 9-year-old is like hip to the whole, like there's certain scenes in there. She's like, oh, that's a Karen. And I'm like, what? Like, I never taught her that. But like at 9, she knows that. Like,
already recognizes it. It's crazy.
His mom low-key a Karen.
Yeah, she was.
You know, she just don't know things, but
yeah, it was an ignorance too, but she clearly learned throughout, and it was like crazy. So I think everybody should watch it. I know they're not. People have their own opinion. They're like, oh, well, they're focusing on the whole combine, or he was begging to get back, and how's the slavery get $1 million? I'm like, yo, y'all never heard the book $1 Million Slaves? Like, come on,
$40 million slaves.
$40 million slaves, like that. That was a thing. So clearly it's not, he's not just blowing this out of thin air. So, but that was all in all the news for the week, the important news, so to speak. And New Jersey has a new mayor, which is the same one. I mean, the new governor, which is the same one from before. So, yeah, he won again.
I thought a Republican won.
It was at the last minute. He was winning up until like a couple hours ago. Murphy won.
Oh, snap, for real? So Murphy won? Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I seen it this morning. I was about to say that, like, y'all got it now. New Jersey's red. That's crazy.
Nah, literally up until like,
well, not as
maybe
crazy.
20 minutes, a half hour before we started recording.
Chris Christie's fat ass.
Yeah, Krispy Kreme.
Yeah. But all right, man. That is the episode 61. I would play, our favorite song, but my soundboard kind of got fucked up. My bad.
Oh man. Well, I'm gonna just close out then. God, we want to grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference between the two.
This still works. I'm just gonna end with this. All right, y'all. Until next week, enjoy yourselves.
Clearly, get on my nerves.